Good morning. Let's try that again. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. All right. I'd like to welcome everyone to Bradley's, the year's 2019, their graduation. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome all the parents who've taken time to come out tonight to see your students or your children graduate from there. They've worked hard, written essays and a lot of things, but we'll talk about that a little later. I also like to recognize a couple of people. Some of my co-workers who are here this morning. Officer Radley. Y'all can clap it up for him. Officer Glass. Officer Luter. And you all know Miss Ortiz. She'll be coming up and y'all will get a chance to go crazy for her in just a few minutes. But before we do that, I would like to call up a couple of students to come stand right here, and they will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Zakai, Anthony, Jordan, Hosanna, Kenzie, Camden, Grant, Alfredo, Deshaun, and Janiyah. And we would ask if everyone would please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is right here. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You all can have a seat. Good job, y'all. Next, we will be hearing from your principal, Miss Jenny Ortiz. Clap it up for Miss Ortiz, y'all. Clap it up for her.
Good morning, and thank you so much, like Officer Williams said, parents, for being here. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. Thank you, Officer Williams, for the time that you have put in to teach our young students about DARE and to teach them how to make good choices, choices that they will need in their future to help them along the way. Teachers, we thank you for giving up your instructional time in the academics to help build character for these students. These are not maybe the content standards that are set before us, but these are important skills that our students will need. They are lifelong skills that will help our students succeed in life. Boys and girls, I know that you have learned lots of things along the way, but these skills that you have learned that Officer Williams has placed before you are things that will help mold you and help you to make the choices that you need in life. So take them with you and remember them, especially when you move on to middle school. You will be faced with lots of choices. You learned about those choices, and you will be faced with friends that sometimes pose some things in front of you that you're going to have to make decisions about. Remember the words that Officer Williams and your teachers have given you the advice, and make those choices wisely. I'm proud of you for the work that you have done, the essays that you have written to show that you have learned these things. You have been good role models here at Bradley, and we're very proud of you. Thank you for the work that you have put in. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Now, Ms. Ortiz is the principal here at Bradley, which is a level 5 school. So that's a level 5 school here at Bradley. So we thank you, Ms. Ortiz, for that, and all the teachers who put in the hard work. Now, our guest speaker for today is Bishop Chris Johnson. There you go, girl, clap. She ready to clap already. I see you. Yes, those of you who know him within the community, he does a lot of good work. He's the pastor at Zion Christian Ministry Church. He's also the chaplain of MTSU's football team. And one of the things I asked him, what do you want me to say? One of the things he wanted to make sure that I included is that he's a husband as well as a father. So real man with integrity, and you all listen to him because I'm pretty sure he's going to have some wonderful, wonderful things to say. So, no other ado, Bishop Johnson, please. Y'all clap it up for him.
Thank you, Officer Williams and Principal Ortiz and everyone associated with the DARE program. And it's a pleasure to all of you young people. It's a pleasure for me to stand and share with you on today. And I want to talk to you a few moments. One of the things my dad told me growing up was that I was destined for greatness, and he kept that before me, is that I could go on to do great things. And by a show of hands, how many of you want to be great in life? Just raise your hands if you want to be great. Awesome. I want to give you today what I'd like to call my greatness model, because I believe all of you can be great. It's just a matter of if you choose to make the right choices to exercise greatness in your life. And so I want to give you an acronym that I think would be easy for you to remember. If you can remember the word great, then you can remember how to be great. Is that good, everybody? It's okay for you to nod your head and talk back to me, all right? Everybody shout, great. Okay, good. So the G in the word great stands for growth. I want you to remember that. It stands for growth. In other words, you have to be dedicated in your life to constantly grow, to learn, to get better, and to be better students, and to be better sons and better daughters, and to be better athletes. Everyone who is excelling, everyone like Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, whoever your favorite sports figure is, what you see is on the games, they are scoring a lot of points, they are in the newspaper, on TV, but what you don't see is the shots that they take in the gym to get better, to constantly grow. So if you can dedicate your life to constantly learning and growing, that's the first step of greatness, okay? The R stands for reputation, okay? Reputation is what precedes you, what follows you. All of you have a reputation in this school, whether you realize it or not. Every teacher knows something about you from your previous year or from last semester. Before the Christmas break, you have a reputation. When you decide that you're going to work hard at having a good reputation, that means that whatever you do in life, you want people to speak real well of you. Your reputation puts you in another class. It allows you room for greatness. So we have growth, we have reputation, and then the E stands for effective. That word effective means that I'm doing something to impact someone's life. My father always told me also, he said, be a leader and not a follower. And I'm pretty sure that as the DARE program has gone on, your instructors have talked to you about bullying. I heard about that. Talked to you about saying no and not surrendering to peer pressure. That's because you are to be leaders. And when you're an effective student, an effective person, people follow you when you're doing good, and you don't have to follow someone else when they're doing bad, okay? The A in the word great stands for attitude. Attitude. And attitude is how you approach your day. It is how you approach going to class. It is how you approach coming to school. It is what you're thinking about when you come to school or when you come to class. If you're thinking, I'm going to do well in school, I'm going to get along with my friends, my teachers are going to love me, I'm going to make straight A's, that is your attitude. And I'm telling you from experience, attitude can take you a long way. When people feel like you have a great attitude, people will help you down the line in your life. When you get to middle school, when you get to high school, and people have learned your reputation, and you have a reputation of having a good attitude, your teachers, your principals, your leaders will help you beyond measure, because they'll say that student has a great attitude, okay? And the T is one of my favorites. It stands for toughness. It stands for toughness, right? Toughness has nothing to do with strength. It has nothing to do with muscles. It has nothing to do with how big or how small you are. Toughness has to do with what you have on the inside of you, okay? Do you have enough toughness on the inside that when things get hard, you stay at it? When school gets long and you're tired, you just stay at it. When the classwork gets hard and you stay at it. When people try to persuade you to do bad things, but you continue to do good things, that takes a great deal of toughness. And I want to close with this. I was on the porch one day and my dad, how many of you had one of those little toys that you can punch and then it bounces back up? Anybody have like a little punching bag, right? I had one of those toys. Now, as a young boy, I was very, very inquisitive. I love to ask questions. And I asked my dad one time, how is it that when I punch this bag, it bounces down and then it pops right back up? I'm hitting it as hard as I can, it bounced down, and then it pops right back up. There were no strings attached to it, there was no remote to it, and he told me, son, it's not what's on the outside, but there's a weight on the inside of the bag that creates balance, and every time you hit it, it bounces right back up. Young people, there will be times in life where you get knocked down. There will be times in life where things don't go your way. There will be times in life where you may lose some things, loved ones, but you always remember, if you have some toughness on the inside, you'll always bounce right back up. And so I encourage you today, if you want to be great, constantly grow. Have a great reputation. Be effective in life. Always check your attitude. And whatever you do, be tough enough to achieve that level of excellence. Thank you so much for your time, and I know all of you can be great. God bless you.
Thank you, Bishop Johnson, for that wonderful word. Hopefully, everyone, for the young and old, that was awesome, dynamic. Now, we're going to do the graduation piece where you all get to come up and receive your certificates. But before we do that, I want to talk to your parents and let them know some of the things that we talked about in the 10 weeks that I was in your classroom, and just a little bit about DARE. DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. It started back in 1983 with the Los Angeles Police Department. Murfreesboro Police Department began teaching DARE in 1992. We currently teach DARE in all of the city schools as well as 2 of the private schools. DARE is taught in approximately 80% of all schools within the United States and 54 other countries. DARE is a cooperative effort between law enforcement as well as the school system. And I thank Ms. Ortiz and the teachers for allowing me the opportunity to come within their classroom to talk to the students. Some of the things that I talk to them about is I talk to them about just pretty much decision making and life skills. Talk about risk and consequences, dealing with stress, bullying, communication skills, responding to peer pressure, and also the health effects of alcohol and tobacco use. Excuse me. There is a life skills class. At no point in time did I bring any drugs into the classroom so that the students can see what drugs look like or anything like that. But with the graduation today, these students are joining over 37 million other DARE students. And part of the requirements for the students graduating today is classroom attendance, participation in class, completing their workbook, and also writing an essay. The essay was written by each student. They had 3 key requirements. How do they feel about the DARE program, what they've learned doing DARE, and why they think it is important to be drug-free, make better decisions, and be able to do better with peer pressure. So we will have 3 essay winners from each class, and the top essay winner will be given the opportunity to read their essay to you today. We also had an award for DARE Boy and DARE Girl. DARE Boy and DARE Girl gave the students the opportunity to vote within their class on the one boy and the one girl that they feel will uphold what DARE stands for. They will continue to be drug-free, and they will also make wonderful, good decisions in life. They won't give in to peer pressure, and they will also choose to be great leaders. So, with nothing else, if Ms. Evans' class will please come. I would ask that we would hold all applause until the very end.
Javon Beatty. Alina Bernal. Caitlin Cranmore. Corey Daniel. Gavin Davis. Kalia Franks. Ella Good. Alex Rodriguez. Anaya Holt. Zakat Herbal. Valentina Merquin. Keyshawn Maxwell. Tavares McLemore. Deloria Patrick. Quintavion Pope. Anthony Resendez. Jordan Taylor. McKenna Wegman.
Hold on, Ms. Evans, before you wheel away. Hold on. Thank you, Ms. Evans, for allowing me to come into your classroom, and I greatly appreciate it. Enjoyed working with you through these last 10 weeks. Let's go with DARE boy and DARE girl. DARE girl for Ms. Evans' class will be Ella Good. DARE boy, Baron Beatty. Third place essay winner, Corey Daniel. Second place, Alina Bernal. And first place essay winner, Ms. Evans' class, Ella Good. You coming over here and read? She's going to stand up here and she asked if I'll read it for her, so watch me read her essay. Has your officer came to talk to your class about DARE lately? If not, I'll be sharing with you what I've learned and how I'll be using DARE in the future. First, DARE has helped me make better choices that are going to help me and other people in the future. So get comfy and get ready for me to talk to you about DARE. To begin, I would like to talk to you about what I've learned in DARE. First, I learned to stay away from drugs, alcohol, and smoking in the future. I know this because on page 3 of my DARE workbook, it gives examples of what alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs could do to your body. For example, smoking can cause yellow teeth and smelly breath. Another example is alcohol slows down the body and the brain. I learned this in DARE. In addition to this, I plan to use the DARE decision-making model in the future to help others and to help myself with stress, and to stay away from drugs, smoking, and alcohol. On page 13, it asks what I would do to stay. On page 13, it asks, see, I told you should have read it. Anyway, what I could do or say to help me with stress. For example, what are the possible ways your body feels when you are stressed? I use this to help me to not get so stressed. This is another way DARE has helped me. Furthermore, I'll be talking about how I'll be using what I've learned to help me make more safe and responsible choices. For example, I'll no longer get stressed over silly things for no reason. I'll no longer hang around people who drink alcohol, smoke, or take drugs. This is another way DARE has helped me. In conclusion, DARE has helped me make better choices. What I like most about DARE is that I get to do fun things with our officer and learn new things. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my time in DARE as much as I've enjoyed it this year. Ella. Thank you. Next, we'll have Miss Thompson's class. And these young people don't know that they're going to be the one who has to read. So, of course, some of you adults, I'm pretty sure if you were called up in front at that time, you would be a little nervous also.
Good morning. I want to say how proud I am of you, my DARE graduates. Ariana Anderson Ball. Hannah Arco. Lacey Baker. Kenzie Deviney. Vontavious Frazier. Hosanna Garcia. Zoe Marable. Armando Medina Jr. Emilio Ortiz. Camden Pedigo. Jonathan Rosales Ortiz. Shane Sanders. Manitri Simmons. And Markell Waobikeze. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Thompson. I've enjoyed coming into your classroom this year. DARE girl for Ms. Thompson's class, Zoe Marable. Their boy, Markell, Waobikeze. Third place, Lacey Baker. Second place, Hannah Arco. And first place, Markell Waobikeze.
Do you know what DARE is? Well, let's talk about it. DARE is Drug Abuse Resistant Education. We will talk about what you can learn in DARE and how to use the DARE decision-making model, and also how we can make safe choices using what we learned in DARE. Let's get with what I learned in DARE. First, we talked about how drugs destroy many families. Drug abuse happens when you over-abuse any medicine or illegal substance. Secondly, we discussed some resistance strategies, like stay away from places with drugs. Next, hang with people you like. Lastly, we talk about education, part of DARE. In addition, we learned something called the DARE decision-making model. Define, access, respond, evaluate. One way we learned to define, describing problem or challenge in your way. Furthermore, we learned to access your choices and what they are. For example, if someone came up to you and said, "Come smoke," you would have to say yes or no. In the future, I will not do drugs. From all the things we discussed with my class, I will for sure use DARE and the decision-making model, such as our resistance strategies. I will use these in life to help not do drugs.
Good job, Markell. Good job, Ms. Thompson's class. Next, we'll have Ms. Witsaman's class.
Okay, I'm so proud of you guys. Like the entire grade level, I've loved watching you guys learn and grow, and I know that you already make important decisions every day, so I look forward to watching you guys use this all the time. All right, my first one, Jorge Arevalo. Yvonne Collin. Lydia Dancer. Jerlyn Dominguez. EJ Garrett. Jaden Gatewood. William Goad. Kelsey Gord. Janiyah Hollins. Mariana Horn. Andrea Massel. Isabella McIntyre. Grant Moore. April Ruiz. Alfredo Sierra. Deshaun Springer. And Kan Zhang.
Thank you so much, Ms. Witsaman. Greatly enjoyed working with you all. All right. Derek Gill. Andrea Burrows. Their boy, Ivan Collin. Third place essay winner, Amara Wells. She isn't here today. Second place, Isabella McIntyre. And first place, Jaden Gatewood.
In our society today, we use various programs to educate children on how to make safe and responsible choices. One of these programs is DARE, which stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. There are many different forms of DARE, like the DARE decision-making model, which I'll explain more about as we proceed. The DARE decision-making model stands for define, A, assess, R, respond, and E, evaluate. You want to define the problem or opportunity. You want to assess the problem. Think, what are your choices? You need to respond to the problem and make a choice using the information gathered. Evaluate your choice. Did you make the right decision? Peer pressure is one of the key influences on adolescence. Substance abuse, as well as family and social media, are key influences in adolescence also. In DARE, we learned ways to deal with peer pressure and what peer pressure really means. Peer pressure is when someone around your age tries to get you to do something. A way to deal with pressure is to say no. Take charge for yourself and do not let others influence you. Smoking can be very dangerous. Did you know that there are 50,000 deaths per year due to secondhand smoking? This is just one of the many tobacco risks that I learned in DARE. I believe DARE is a beneficial program for students. It teaches adolescents how to make safe decisions with real-world problems. I enjoyed my experience with DARE and my DARE officer.
Good job, Jack. All right, we'll do a couple other rewards and we will be dismissing. First one is if the assistant principal, Ms. Bowie, will please come. Ms. Bowie. Thank you, Ms. Bowie, assistant principal. With DARE, we want to give you a small token of our appreciation. Thank you. And the next is Ms. Ortiz, if you would please come. Thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Really enjoy working with you and enjoy all the work that you do here at the school. All right. Now let's give all of our DARE students a round of applause. Just if you all would turn to the back of your programs, there's a couple of sponsors that I would like to highlight. One being Murfreesboro City TV. As you all can turn and see and wave and say, hey. This is We're actually live streaming on Facebook, probably some other social media networks. So, hey, y'all out there in the Facebook land and all that other good stuff. So, yeah, we're streaming. So any mistakes and everything else, y'all can go back and laugh at me and all that other good stuff. So we're glad that they're here. Appreciate them. So that way, parents, if you're ever having to, next year, if you have younger students who will be in 5th grade and their graduation, if you have to work or something else, you'll still be able to stream and catch it. Also, we would like to highlight Skate Center West. Later on, towards the end of the school year, we'll be having a skate party. The only thing the students have to do is bring their t-shirts, wear their t-shirts, and that'll get them in, and we'll be able to have a good time. I don't know how to skate, but I know how to fall, so we'll have a wonderful time doing that. And that really does it for our Dare graduation. If all of the essay winners and our Dare boy and Dare girl would please come up front so that we can take pictures. With nothing else, thank you all. Thank you, parents. Y'all have a good evening.